It's 38 games. It's 38 games. If I end up number one out of 20 teams over 38 games, where we play each other twice, you cannot dispute it. There are more games. More consistency is relied upon you. It is a great test of a player's endurance, a player's concentration, a player's consistency. It might be a great challenge for a manager. Can you maintain a rinse and repeat system of being able to consistently win? Because it's one thing where, I won 6 games and I won a trophy. I won 18 games. I won 19 games. I won 20 games. I only lost once. I only lost 3 times. Or I drew 12 times, won 20-something times. I didn't even lose once. So you people would say, no. Based on the sample size of what a league is, this is a better indication of a team. So a cup competition, it's less games. But for this whole league thing, this is a greater argument for how good a team is. Which is why people say it's the bread and butter, because of how many games there are, the teams you have to play, the different styles you have to play with them. You play each team, you have to play every team home anyway. And to be able, which is what, and you know what they always say? You need a squad. If you don't have a squad, you can't win a league, because for over 10 months, you're going to get injuries. You're going to get fatigue. You're going to get guys who are out of form, because nobody stays fully in form for the best part of 10 months, unless you're like a freak of nature like Leo Messi. You face the very best teams. It's the very, very best teams. High jeopardy. Lower margin of error. So when you're facing the very best teams and you end up on top, you can truly call yourself the best. Because the thing about the UCL is it's the best from Italy, the best from Germany, the best from Spain, the best from England, from Portugal. And even more so than that, because remember, these aren't the days of Pele. Because really, during Pele's days, Pele didn't need to leave Santos, because the Brazil League was the best league in the world. And the Brazil League, like Santos, were dunking on everyone in Europe. But fast forward now, where there's way more money now, all the best talents are coming to Europe. So if you win the Champions League, you are effectively the best team in the world, because the world's best players are all in Europe. The clue is in the title. The clue is in the title. Champions League. Not Fruit Seller League, not Side Chick League, not Bombas League. Champions League, League of Champions, the elite, the tier ones, those dudes. That's why it's UCL. And that is why I've always had an affinity for it. Because look, see, I love all football. Football is great. But the reason why I fell in love with the Champions League was because, great song, Champions. But it was like, no, this is the very best. And I want to see the best against the best. I don't want to see, again, I love Lugo. I love Lugo. That's one of my favorite teams. I don't want to see Lugo against anybody. Yes, it's 38 games. So it's a large sample size. There are some trash teams there. I'm sorry. So, yes, you have to maintain a level of concentration. I'll give you an example. If you're Man City, you should be beating at least 13 or 14 of those teams home and away. You should be. See, 5 or 6 of those teams can prove to be tricky. But at the very least, 12, 13, 14 of those teams, you should be beating home and away, and you're heavy favorites against 12, 13 of the teams in that 20-team league. And the gulf in class, in terms of talent, and in terms of spending power between the very top teams and the lower teams, it's vast. 1 win in 12. Man City, the amount of games that they lost in the Premier League, and people still believe they could win the league. People may be wrong, but there are people who still believe that, no, I think City can still win this damn league, even with all of the amount of games that they've lost. Lucky day. Were Tottenham truly better than City? Were Lyon truly better than Juventus or even Man City? You could just have a lucky day. You could just have a lucky day which allows you to go through. So because it's so few games, because it's like, one loss and you're out, I can only say it's a fair indication. And here's a key thing. And this is a great example. It's a great example. For a guy who supports UCL, this is a really good argument against it. In that Real Madrid three-peat and in when they won 4 and 5, at no point did they ever face Barcelona. Now, people are arguing that, Barca should have done better to face them. Fine. But whereas in a league, you have to face everybody. In the UCL, you could have a situation where you don't face a really good team. So Barca can say, okay, fine enough. 3 in a row, that's amazing. 4 and 5, you never played us. So Real were the very best. Oh, but you didn't face Barcelona. Well, if Barcelona were that good, they would have gotten it done and beaten whoever they had faced. And if you're that good, you don't have a bad day. You find a way. You find a way of winning. And Real Madrid, in those UCLs, they found a way of winning because you could argue that way. Based on just the high jeopardy of the UCL, surely Real were going to have a bad day. And there were many instances in that three-peat where Real should have lost. But and the beauty about the win and the beauty about what they were able to do was they managed to find a way. To watch the rest of this vid, think about becoming a Tier 1 Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click the join button below the video here. If you're a mobile phone merchant, just click the join button under the video here. Choose that Tier 1 status and join the Content Crack Addicts family. Peace!